Okay guys, here we are with commentary. Apparently I need to clear my space on my hard drive, but whatever. Before we start on this deck, I would like to give the rightful ownership of the deck idea to Brucey Be Cool, because he is the one that technically made this, not this exact deck, but the theme for the deck. And if you guys haven't already, go check out his channel to see what it is, how it looks on Dev Pro, I think it is. And I did get permission to try to make one of these, and yeah, so here's my version of it, and Bruce did give me permission to do this. So first off, we are using what's called a Reap What You Sow deck. So we have one Dark Dust Spirit. When it's summoned and cannot be special summoned, you can blow up every face-up monster on the field except for this card. He is mainly just to destroy everything else that is really getting in your way, like Marshmallow Wands and Spirit Reapers. But yeah, he's pretty good. 2,200. The only downside is he returns your hand though. But other than that, he's really good, and if you can get a consistent summon of him, then you can keep blowing stuff up. But enough of him. 2 Goblin Zombies. I've gone over these cards before, and when he's destroyed, or no, when he's sent to the grave, or right, just from field, yeah. When he's sent from the field to the grave, you can add a zombie with 1,200 or less defense when you're deck to your hand. So, basically, what you get with these two is you can get, what is it, defense? Yeah. You can get, let's see, Illbud, Kasha, Malevolent Mech, Mizuki, Nightmare, Plague, not Pyramid, Spirit, Vampire's Curse, and Zombie Masters. And those are all your targets. And if he does manage to do battle damage, you can make your opponent mill a card. So there are 3 things I want to point out with this card. Oh, 4. 1, it's a Gemini. So for his effect to go off, you need to summon him twice. Normal summons, of course. Second off, if you notice in the bottom part where his effect is, it's surprisingly, from what I know, he's the only one that has this. But if you read right there, when it says when this card is removed, yeah, when this card is removed from the field, I don't know, it was a weird mistranslation or typing of the word or something. I mean, the effect still works because it doesn't really change anything, but very interesting that, you know, that's in there. If you look up form in the search, there are no other cards that have that misuse of form instead of from. Okay, and one more thing to note: when you summon this card, you cannot bring out the Reaper on the Nightmare. 1, I tested it to make sure. 2, I figured I put myself on busy. Gosh darn it. Profile. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm trying to do a deck recipe and I can't even put myself on busy. There we go. Anyways, 2, or no, you can't bring Reaper on the Nightmare back because it's an effect that targets the monster and it acts like an equipped card to the monster when it's on the field. So what would happen if you did use this to summon Reaper on the Nightmare? It would just blow up Reaper on the Nightmare, just like it would blow up a Spirit Reaper and whatever, because it's being targeted by this effect. So you might be asking, why am I running 2 of these then? Well, first off, let's get to the effect. His effect is once per turn, you can special summon a zombie from your hand or graveyard, or either player's grave. And yeah, it's pretty good. And when his card leaves the field, you destroy all the ones that were special summoned by that effect. So you might be asking, Drago, why would you play Illblood? Why would Bruce want to play Illblood in this? Well, also this deck is for suggestions on what you should play. So we run two of them because one is a 2100, so you can pretty much get over a few things like side dragons and all that with Solidarity. Two, he pretty much summons out everything. He can bring out goblin zombies, malevolent mech, Goku in. I don't know what, I'm trying to think of what the name is. You can get this one, Mizuki's, Nightmare Horse, Plague Spreader, Pyramid Turtles, not Spirit Reaper, Lord, Curse, and Zombie Masters. So what you would do is you summon this, and once you get its effect, you go into Zombie Master. Zombie Master, discard. Let's be realistic, you're not going to have 3 Zombie Masters in your hand or grave. So then you use Zombie Master, and you discard something, and usually you could discard Mizuki if you have it, and bring back, I usually bring back Pyramids because I like them, but Spirit Reaper, Pyramid, whatever. So Mizuki goes to the grave. Then Mizuki can activate and bring back, or bring this card to the field. That's only if you have that combo though. But in other things, it really does help you out because you can bring back Zombie Masters, you can bring back Vampire's Curse, and the good thing about bringing a Vampire's Curse is that since it says destroy, oh never mind, do not. I was about to tell you the wrong thing. But you can also go for this one too. I kind of recommend these two if you don't have Zombie Masters in the hand or grave, because you can attack with this and this, and if they destroy this, this would go to the grave, preventing you from taking damage, right? Oh, never mind. Okay, this card is just bring back Zombie Masters, okay? That's what you need to know. Kasha. Sorry, that's a weird sounding thing I did there. So we play one Kasha. Now, what Kasha does is when you have 2 zombies on the field, you return all other zombies to the field. Return all other monsters back to the decks. Why would somebody want to play this though? Oh, in this type of deck? Well, Kasha is really pretty good because you can bring out, for example, Illblood and Malevolent Mech. Well, there might be some stubborn monsters you can't get over, like Goyo, Marshmallow, Blackwing, Armor Master, I think it is, and yada yada yada, whatever. So you can bring this out and return everything back to the deck. You would get 2000 attack, which would be decent, and you still have these 2 cards to play with. Or you can use Zombie Master, discard, put Plague on the field, and then summon Kasha. Kasha, even though you just go in Bionic, but Kasha, you bring out, and then you return this back to the deck, and you return Zombie Master, of course, or it doesn't matter about that, and then you have a whole new Plague Spreader to mess around with. So many things you can do with this. This card's so good, it's too hard to pass up on. 2 Malevolent Mech Goku in. Okay, the reason there's a bad and good side of this. One, it's a zombie and it's 2,400 attack points. It's really good. The downside is if you summon this without tributing, you can get normal summon this without tributing, then it'll blow up at the end phase if you have no zombies. So if this card is by itself, it'll blow itself up. But another downside of it is you take damage equal to its attack. Of course, there's the creature swap thing you could do with it, where you just creature swap this off when you attack. But I really don't feel the need to use the creature swap, technically. I mean, you can, but I really don't feel like it's needed in this. So you can add it if you want, but yeah. So the good things about it is that it's 2,400. You play enough zombies in here, and you can basically take out your whole opponent's monsters and pretty much like that. Because let's face it, there's not a level 4 out there that's gonna be able to take this on, other than like ones with flip effects or effects. If it's a pure attack to attack, it's not going to go well for your opponent. So yeah, and also you can discard it for something else. I also put Mizuki in the grave for this too, so I don't know. One Mizuki, alright, we get it. We managed to discard and bring out a zombie. Of course, you can bring out pretty much all of these except for this one and Kasha. And your main focus is to get zombie masters and yada yada. Your second focus is to get this guy out, but I won't go over that right now. But basically to get him out. Really good. 1700, you really are not going to get better than that with something like this. One Nightmare Horse, as Bruce said in his video, it's more like a discard thing, or you can just basically summon it. And with 3 solidarities going off, 2,400, right? Yeah, 2,400 going off, a 2,900 beater. Can't really complain about that, and it can attack your opponent directly. Oh my gosh, so good. So good indeed. You could play Robin Goblins with this, just to note, but continuous traps, 1, I don't really care for. 2, I'm trying to stick to as close as Bruce's build as I can. And that's pretty much all the notes I can think of. Plague Spreader, the main zombie tuner of the deck. And we've already gone over him enough times for me to not really explain him. So yeah. 3, oh yeah, one thing to note, these two are crush cardable. Even though you guys knew Plague, but this one is too. 3 Pyramid Turtle. If you're running zombies, you need to run Pyramid Turtle. Even if it's not basically about zombies, you still need to use this if you're using zombie based things. Because it searches out everything in the stack except for the Kasha and Dark Dust, that you're just crazy if you're not running it. I've gone over it. You pretty much know about those cards that if you destroy it, special summon something out, but it really just searches out everything in the stack. Mostly you want to go for Lord and Curse. Sometimes you want to go for Master. Minimum times you want to go for Blood. And even minor than that, Gokuin. So yeah. So one Spirit Reaper cannot be destroyed, is a zombie, and of course Reaper on the Nightmare is one of the fusion materials for it, and is pretty good. I don't really need to tell you guys about its effect because you probably already know about it. If it does battle damage or direct damage, I guess, yeah, then you make him discard a card. Also, if it's targeted by Brain Control, Mind Control, Ill Blood, anything like that, it destroys itself. One Vampire Lord, if this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can bring it back to next standby phase. Also, if it attacks and inflicts battle damage, your opponent, you choose Spell, Monster, or Trap, and you just basically make them send it to grave. If you do this, don't usually choose Monster, as I already said. You want to go Spell and Trap. So yeah, you don't want to go monster too much, but I've seen spell and trap go pretty well. So like for more examples, Stardust Assault, aim for traps. For there's cards put it back, but yeah, aim for traps. Spellcasters choose spells, Exodia choose monsters. So pretty much, yeah. I actually no, choose spells for Exodia. Vampire's Curse. Basically, if it's destroyed, you can bring it back by paying 500 life points, but it'll come back during your next standby phase, which is pretty good. If you saw Sonic's Patricia of Darkness, you basically could aim it at this card for battle damage, and it'll just come right back. So yeah, it's pretty good. 2,500 attack. So Goyo is one problem about this card though. That's the only thing that you have to watch out for if you have Vampire's Curse. 3 Zombie Masters. Bruce had 2. I say 3 because 3 is more consistent, I think. Just in my opinion. You send a monster from your hand to the grave, and you target a zombie level 4 or lower in either player's grave. And of course it has to be face up, so you can send Mizuki, whatever. I'm not gonna go over the choices again. You pretty much know the choices by now. And the thing to note, Reaper on the Nightmare is you can't bring it back with this. Because Reaper on the Nightmare is level 5, so sad to say, but oh well. 2 Book of Lives. You saw Bruce's where he played 3. I play 2 of these because I really can find times where this isn't really great of a card. Because of course you get a zombie back from your grave, but the fact that your opponent has to have a monster in their graveyard for this to work can sometimes be really troublesome to you. And with Monster Reborn not being banned in this game, it's really good to run at least 1 Monster Reborn. 2 Book of Lives is good enough for me. Now, you might be looking for Book of Moon. I really don't care for it at the moment. I mean, I get Bruce had it to save his Reaper on the Nightmare, but I just really couldn't fit it in. 1 Heavy Storm. You could either use Heavy Storm or True Nade. If you're pretty good at avoiding back row and getting Reaper on the Nightmare, go for True Nade because it's really trolly. If you're having trouble back row, go straight for the Heavy Storm then. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Insta Fusion, something that I usually never use, but you pay 1,000 and you special summon a level 5 or lower fusion type, mainly just this, and it can't attack, and it's destroyed at the end phase. Why you want to use this as well, as Bruce said, it counts as a special fusion summon, so the fusion monster has been fusion summoned. Also, Reaper on the Nightmare is in fact able to be brought out by Monster Reborn and by Book of Life and Mizuki. So 3 good things to bring out 1 card that actually does pretty good. I didn't really think he was that great at first, but messing around with it, it was pretty fun. 1 Lightning Vortex, you discard, destroy all face-up monsters. Dark Hole is banned, so this is the best thing. I mean, this is probably a little better, but this is the best thing to compensate for that. So, if any people usually run Dark Hole in their deck, you want to trade it out for Lightning Vortex in Decade Duels. One Monster Reborn, I really don't have to go into detail about it. You bring something back, and you just destroy your spawn a trap, mystical space, and turn 5 and drop 2. One note about this: you usually want to use this when you have 6 monsters, so you can have Solidarity to be a playable card. Just so you know. It's 3 Solidarities. Why I usually run 2 because I hate running continuous spells, but it pretty much helps because these cards can get to ridiculous attacks, like 2,400 to this is 4,200. So the highest you can get, I believe, is, what did I say, 2,400? 4,600 attack points. Or no, this one is higher, 4,800. So you can get to ridiculous attack. Also to keep in mind, if you're using cards like Zombie World, if you have like a Beast Warrior in the grave and you're like, okay, I use Zombie World, now they're all zombies. Well, the thing is about that is that the card has to be originally printed as the type of the monster. So, for example, this is a zombie, and this is a dragon. That because it's originally printed as a dragon. So, yeah. Just a little note on Zombie World. Zombie World doesn't change it so you get boosts for every one of your monsters still. It just makes it so that their type changes, but not their original printed. Of course, you still get the boost if they're on the field because they're zombies. But if they're in the grave, then no, they don't. 2 Bottomless. I do not like bottomless trap holes at all, but as I said, trying to keep it like the original. And anything 50 and 100 summoned, even if it's like 5 of them at once, you can use this card and destroy all of them and banish all of them. Pretty good. One thing to note, Stardust and Prime Material don't care about this card at all. They will summon themselves and they will do it without any troubles. And they can negate this too, so because of the fact it says destroy. 2 Compulse, I've gone over enough times, and we're playing 2 because this card isn't limited and it's not limited in here. 1 Crush card, because it's limited to 1. If it wasn't, I'd probably be playing 2. Not really though. So your targets for this are, let's see, Nightmare Horrors, Plague Spreader, Spirit Reaper, and Reaper of Nightmare. Pretty much that's all of them. 2D prisons, and if your opponent attacks, you can banish your monster instead. Pretty good. So you can get rid of Goyos. You're welcome. No, I was kidding. No, Bruce had one of these, so I put 2. Because I didn't want to run Torrential. And 1 Mirror Force. Just destroys all your opponent's attack position stuff. So, I'll go into side deck in a second. Anything to improve on this, really? I don't know, you probably will have to wait till Bruce gets done with his, I guess. But anything to improve on it, you could run Zombie World if you really wanted to. But this deck is more consistent if you don't put in the field spells that really aren't going to help you out. There is a spell card that lets you special summon stuff like Ill Blood, Malevolent, Vampires, Lord, and Curse, or any zombies, but mostly those. But I'm not really interested in those because they feel slow to me personally. But you guys can look into that. So for the extra deck, Catastrophe, this, I added Bryonic, I added Colossal, I added, no, did I add Dark? Yeah, I think I added Dark End. Doom Kaiser was added by Bruce. Goyo I added, Mistworm, I think, no, Stardust he added. So, as Bruce has stated about this, you basically want to avoid Syncering unless you're going for Hades or Doom Kaiser, because you want to keep the Solidarity boost. If you're really running low on your luck, you want to probably go into these. And Reaper on the Nightmare himself. So, what he does is he can't be destroyed by battle. He is destroyed if he's targeted by a spell, monster, effect, spell, trap, or effect. And he can attack your opponents directly, and he can make him discard a card. Randomly, of course. And, let's see. So, he gets a 2,400 boost from this. He can be used with Crush card. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you want to run him? He's so awesome. But, in all reality, he can get up to 3,200. He can destroy a lot of things in your opponent's hand. And using True Nade really helps out. I like Heavy Storm because I hate macro, but, you know. So 3 of him. He's Crush card. You can attack your opponent directly, then Crush card. So they go -1 card in their hand, even though if you Crush card, you still make them -1. Yeah. Trolling on the Nightmare video is probably what you should watch if you want to see what I mean, how good this card can be. 1 Dark Armed. You have to have 3 Darks in the grave and banish 1 to destroy a card in the field. 1 other Nightmare Horse. I really don't know why I have this, but I have another one. Another Book of Life for you people that like this instead of Monster Reborn. The Book of Moon that I talked about. If you want to put this instead of something else in the deck, it basically is a quick play, and you turn a card face down. 1 Brain Control to get rid of Spirit Reapers, because I had so much trouble dealing with Spirit Reapers. And take control of a monster and summon Ill Blood, Dark Dust Spirit, Malevolent Mech, Vampire Lord, Curse, you know, all the good stuff. Foolish Burial, 2 of them, but throw like Plague Predators or a zombie in there for Solidarity. That's the fact. Forbidden Chalice actually is pretty good. You can trade these out, put these in, set them. Your opponent summons Bryonic or something like that. Activate this and negate their effect, and you gain 400. You can also use it on Reaper, I think. I don't know. I don't think Reaper would blow up from it, but I could be totally wrong. Also, you can use it on Dark Dust Spirit to keep it around. You can use it on, I think, yeah, you can use it on this, and it'll stay around too. So, yeah, that's pretty much the good uses of it. 1 True Nade bounces everything back, and Reaper in the Nightmare can take his wings at the hand. The other Insta Fusion, because I really don't think 3's needed, and Bruce had this in the extra deck anyways. But you know, you could use this for 3, and then use Book of Life for Book of Lives and Monster Reborn for the guys. If you're using Dark Armed or you're battling banished decks, use this. It may half your life and bring back stuff. It's pretty good. 1 Torrential, if you want to switch it out for Bottomless or crush card actually. And 2 Tootin Mask because you can negate like brain controls on your spirit Reaper on the Nightmare. Because this is so good at protecting him actually, because since it negates stuff that targets that spell and trap actually, that it's going to protect Reaper on Nightmare a lot more than a lot of things. So what do I think about this deck? Well, the way I made it, I think I did a pretty good job. You guys might not agree, but I did pretty good, I think. And yeah. So go ahead and leave your comments in the section below. Also, watch out for the remove from play decks. And Bruce, if you happen to watch this, go ahead and leave your thoughts about it. Maybe this will help you build your deck, you know. I know how you told me how you're having a little trouble with it, so yeah, maybe this will help you, maybe it won't, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, as I said, I got permission from Bruce, so please don't spam your copycat or get your own deck or something. I'm just really trying to help out Bruce, so yeah, I'll catch you guys next time once I find my step button.